Are you making a difference, or are you just making noise? Having been born in 1972 and gone through the majority of the decade of the 70s and the 80s, of course, 90s, and now in the millennium, I've seen different types of protests. I've even studied the protests of the civil rights movement of the 60s and even beyond that. And it seems like the tone of protests have changed. Whenever there's a social injustice, it seems like things have gone away from where they used to be, where change would be made, to now just a lot of noise. And even beyond that, even beyond protest and social injustice and so forth, it just seems like today, in 2014, people are just louder, just talking loud, not saying much, just making noise. Politics, even in academia, in sports, with coaching, just loud, just these verbose, just grand mannerisms and a whole bunch of volume and antics. And what are we gaining? Where's the substance? Where's the depth of what we're doing? Are we making a difference, or are we just making noise? And I have to be real. Even looking at preaching, even looking at, studying the mega churches and so forth, where all these churches grew and the boom and the numbers increased. And everything was about going on Sunday and hearing these messages and houses were packed and all this. And it seems to me that now when we need real ministry, when we need real change, things are different. Are we making a difference or just making noise? I've been coaching football for a long time. And in my years of coaching, I've been known to be a little loud. I yell at a player every now and again, get in the player's face, But it's always a purpose behind it. There's always a corrective measure behind it. Because I truly believe in the Psalm 23, the rod and the staff, the rod of correction being that loud voice, getting in the face and correcting the players. But that staff, bring them in, bring them closer to me so they can really understand, so we can have a relationship and they can see what the point is, not just yelling. But in my years of coaching, I've seen all types of coaches. X and O guys that never played the game, that can dissect the game and break it down. And I've seen the rah-rah guys, the loud guys, that yelling, the screaming, and hollering. And I'm not saying one is better, but in either one, there has to be some substance. You can't just yell, yell, yell without any value to it, without any lessons to teach, and without any substance, anything deeper than just, I'm yelling to hear myself yell. So what I thought about today, I thought about, and looking at all these different things, sports, just looking at, the media, how we respond to things that happen with entertainers and athletes and stars and so forth, and how social media is taking on and has a life of its own. Are we doing anything with substance? Are we making a difference? Or are we just making noise? It used to be that if something happened, there would be a protest. People would stand together, lock arms and so forth, and stand and really have a point to, we won't move until something's changed. We will not stop boycotting until something changes. Now it seems like the TV cameras come, the lights are on, the chosen leaders come, make a bunch of noise, talk about what they're going to do, and then a week later, it all dissipates. No change, nothing's happened. They're on to the next media opportunity, on to the next event to make a bunch of noise, but not make a difference. And my point today is very simple. If you truly want to change lives, even your own lives, if you want to have a full life, then you have to realize that we are here to make a difference. Just talking loud, saying what you're going to do, what you can do, what you could have, would have, should have done, doesn't matter. Trying to out-talk the next person or stand on a platform and pat yourself on the back, it doesn't matter. We have to do things with substance to a deeper level if we really want to change lives. And as I said, starting with your own. If you truly want to be successful, then work hard at success. Strive to be great. And every day you wake up, realize, number one, it's a blessing to get up. But number two, now I have the opportunity to reach for greatness. Don't just talk about it. Get it done. Take actions. Because otherwise, all we'll continue to do is make a bunch of noise, have big crowds, yell, hoot, and holler, but no lives will be changed. No one will be better. No one will be greater, and no one will even be at their best. The bottom line is this, people. Life is too short to just go through it with a bunch of talk, with a bunch of idle chatter. Idle chatter leads to poverty. Idle chatter leads to nothingness. Idle chatter leads to failure. So I'm asking you this. Look in the mirror. Identify the things that you want for yourself and for the people around you and for your community. And when you identify those things, work towards them. Strive to make an impact. Strive to be important. Strive to be relevant. Not just because you can talk a lot. Not just because you can talk loud. But because you have substance, you have depth, you have matter. And because you are following through with accountability. And if you do, you won't just be making noise. You'll be making a difference. That I can have this moment